Here we go, boys. NBA season starts tomorrow. We've been talking about it all day. We're going to do our 2020 NBA prediction awards for the end of the season. MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, Sixth Man, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. And we're going to tell you guys first team, second team, third team, All-NBA, first team rookie, and second team rookie. And we're going to skip Defensive Player of the Year because nobody cares about that.
Doesn't matter.
How do you want to start? Where do you want to go? You want to start MVP with a bang, or do you want to go coach and work our way up?
I say we start from the top down. Let's just start
MVP?
with the best player in the game, and we can go down from there.
Fuck it. Go ahead. MVP. Who's your MVP?
I am going to stick, as a Laker fan, with Anthony Davis, especially with what he did last year and what I've seen that he can keep growing his game. In my opinion, he was the best scorer in basketball last year. And not only that, he's a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year every year. Anthony Davis is a lock for MVP for me this year.
A lock.
He's a
chalk pick.
That is a chalk pick. I think that he's, probably the favorite.
Yeah, Luka's the favorite, and then Anthony Davis will probably be 2 or 3 because he's the best player in the game right now, in my opinion.
I think that Anthony Davis could very well be the best player in the game right now. I don't hate that take.
He might be. Ricky's been hounding me about it for a while, and he's a good player.
He is a good player.
He's a good player.
Two-way star. What do you got, Yonter? Who do you got for your MVP?
You know, the MVP is a storyline award. I'll say it. It's not always the best player in the league. It's not always the player that puts up the best stats. It's a storyline award. And I think the best storyline you're going to see this year is none other than Mr. Kevin Durant for the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh!
Yes. Give me some KD for the MVP this year.
Just like that, after an ACL tear.
Yeah. He's going to change his game. He's going to be a back to the basket. He's going to have a turnaround game. It's going to be unstoppable. He's a legitimate 7-foot threat, one of the best scorers of our generation.
Is he going to be able to do that with Kyrie wanting 7 post-ups a game?
Yeah, he's going to be able to do that because Kevin Durant's a better player.
I think he is a better player. And I like that take. He's not somebody that's going to be – he hasn't been super injury prone in his career. And his play style isn't really like banging bodies, and it's pretty finesse.
It is. So he's looked really good.
Yeah.
It's preseason, but it's a storyline, and I can't think of a better storyline than coming back from that.
Man, that would be cool.
That has to be the first time ever somebody that's been out a year comes back and wins the MVP. I bet that's never happened. Maybe in any sport.
I typed the K whenever we were putting this together on the Google Sheets, and I was like, do I do it? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to do it.
And you filled out the rest, Kyrie Irving? Okay. My MVP is Luka Doncic. I think that he's relied on solely by himself more than anybody else has relied on for their team's success in the NBA. And as the Mavs go, Luka goes. So, as it is right now, the Mavs are a fringe NBA playoff team in the West. And if they want to be the best they can, they have to rely on their best player. And what will prove to be the best player of the regular season this year, I think, and Luka.
His usage is going to be through the roof, especially early with Porzingis out through the knee. They're going to slow him in. So Luka's going to be having the ball. We're going to see James Harden type usage with him. Obviously it's not going to be the dribble type of deal, but he's going to have the ball running high pick and rolls with Dwight Powell to start.
Maxi Cleaver. Yeah.
Stop. So I think Luka should be the favorite right now because we've seen what he's done. It's crazy that this is year 3 and we're already about to crown him because I don't think anybody can disagree with Luka being a favorite for MVP.
I'm going to see. How old do you think he is? I'm looking it up right now.
21. He had his first beer last year, guess.
Yeah. He's about to turn 22 in 68 days, but 21 years old right now.
He partied in Miami last year for his 21st.
What'd you say, Yonter?
Actually the most valuable player, which is what it's supposed to be. I think that you can't really argue much that Luka is probably the most valuable player to his team than any team in the NBA.
Luka goes down, the Mavs go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're probably not a playoff team without him in the West.
It's a big narrative award. What do you guys think about Lillard maybe in the MVP?
I don't hate it.
I like that a lot.
Portland's good. Lillard carried them. I don't know. I really like Lillard there as well. Obviously, I want Anthony Davis to win it, but I could see Lillard averaging 30 this year. Like, what's going to stop him from doing that?
This is going to be really good too.
I completely agree.
His assist numbers might go up a lot this year too for Lillard.
Because they have a 95% three-point shooter in Gary Trent.
Yeah, 95 might be low for him this year. He might
It
get
might
up to
be.
97,
At some
98.
point, he's going to have Melo, Rocco, Gary Trent, and Zach Collins all on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
All of them can expand, can stretch out.
Soaking. Yeah.
And don't forget about Mr. Nurkic, who's just going to get rebounds and kick it out. Wide open threes all day long. It's going to be great. They're going to shoot.
All right.
Win.
Rookie of the year. Who went? Ricky went first last time?
Yeah, I went first.
Let's keep that order. You go first. Who's your
Okay.
rookie of the year?
So I think, first and foremost, Rookie of the Year, the award means or is super important your playing time, how much time what your role is with a team. So, like, we could see, like, somebody, like, I could see Cole Anthony somehow taking it because he's going to be relied to score on off the bench for the Magic, and he's not for the Magic, and he's not afraid to shoot 12 times, 14 times a game.
No.
So he might stat stuff, but I truly like Anthony Edwards. I think he's the most talented player in the draft, talented scorer in the draft. And scoring means a lot, especially for the Rookie of the Year. So if he averages 17, 18 in a okay T-Wolves team, I think his role allows him to do that, especially with D'Angelo being able to play a little bit off the ball and Cat being such a big distraction that you have to leave a guy on him at all times, no matter where he's at on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to go with Anthony Edwards. I bet he averages like 16, 17 points this year.
That's a good answer. I like that. It's very logical.
It's a safe pick.
Yeah.
He's the number one overall pick. He's the favorite to win it. No, actually, LaMelo's the favorite to win it. But I think his role will be better looking for the stats and for the voting than LaMelo coming off the bench backing up Rozier or Graham.
Mm-hmm.
But if one of those guys is gone, then LaMelo becomes a real threat.
Yeah, I'm surprised that LaMelo's the favorite. That's with him not having a starting spot lock.
I kind of am too.
Yeah.
I saw that today, and it was weird to me.
LaMelo can do it all. Like, I mean, he's the legitimate.
Not taking away from his
Graham.
talent at all. Just him not being a starter is kind of crazy. He's the
Yeah.
What do you think, Yonter? Who you got?
I got maybe my hottest take of the whole day coming. Rookie of the Year. You know, I'm a believer in talent. Water always finds its level. We have maybe the best defender in the whole draft. He's going to find playing time. Mr. Tyrese Halliburton, Rookie of the Year. Come on down, Sacramento Kings.
Rookie
you lost me
of
when
the
you said
year.
best defender in the draft. I thought you were going to Okoro. I was like, it's not bad. Maybe Patrick Williams. I didn't know when you said best defender in the draft, you meant like third or fourth.
Well, you'll know 3 weeks into the season who the best defender is in this draft.
I think you will too if you stay up late and watch the Golden State games and James Wiseman's playing.
Well, James Wiseman is, if I were to have a number, that's almost who I went with the Rookie of the Year. I love James Wiseman. I'm a massive fan of James. But I just think Halliburton deserves 30 minutes a game out of the gate.
What do you think if he wins Rookie of the Year, like you're saying he does? What's his stat line? Because I'm with you. I think he's a great defender, and that's why he's going to get minutes. But Rookie of the Year tends to have
good stats.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
let's get crazy here. Let's get crazy. I'm going to say that he is going to put in.
Not too crazy here, though.
Yeah, not too crazy. I'll say he'll score 15 a game.
So Bogdanovich, okay. He's going to score as much as Bogdanovich. Okay,
I'm
go.
going to say that he is. If he gets 30 minutes a game, he's going to have 10 assists a game.
So he's LeBron. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
10 tie. 10
He's
tie.
going to lead the NBA in assists.
8 assists.
He might win the MVP. Shit.
We're going to say 15 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals.
Those are great.
He's an
stats.
all-star.
Yeah, he's a borderline all-star.
He might be selecting teams with those stats.
How did he slide to 10? 11? Where do you go overall?
12. He went 12.
12?
One of the greatest debacles I've ever seen is him sliding 12. Don't know how he made it to 12.
Who do you
Okay,
got, Ryan?
I have just a safe ass, chalk ass pick.
Okay.
I wanted to be fun, and I wanted to be fun on a lot of these awards, but I'm in the business of trying to be right. So, James Wiseman.
Yeah, that's a good pick. James Wiseman's a great player.
I'm surprised neither of you chose him, but like
I'm scared by his injury. He hasn't played in preseason. He's played 3 games since probably AAU ball junior year of high school because of his violations and college issues. So I don't know if he can play basketball or not. I've seen a good body.
Yeah, it's worrisome, but he's gonna start right away. He's on a team where they run and gun, and everybody chucks up threes. I see a lot of rebounds, a lot of offensive freak putbacks. They're not going to go to him offensively, but a rim protector that they've needed for a while, Golden State. Yeah. This is a safe pick, but I think that his opportunity here is the best out of any other rookie.
He might average 2 blocks a game. He might.
Yeah, rookies excel in Golden State too, I think, and this could be just a prisoner of moment take from last year because obviously everybody loves Steve Kerr, and he seems like he lets him play, but like, look at Pascal. Look at Jordan Poole, like guys like that. Like those guys excel to a certain extent. So like he should still have like that green light, go play. Obviously with Draymond there, he's going to hold him accountable on the defensive end. And if he holds him accountable, he's very capable of being a 1.5, 2 block guy a game because he's that long, that lanky, that strong.
Also, Draymond's out for game 1. It was just finalized, but I don't know how long he's going to be out, but also, he's going to be a guy that probably sits a lot in back-to-back games because there's a shortened season and weird scheduling going on. So not only will he be without Draymond, but Draymond's going to go on the road with him and fly with the team, obviously. He's going to be in his ear telling him things he sees and helping him under his wing without him on the floor, too. So I think he's going to be really good.
A lot of people think he's the best player in the draft.
Yeah.
A lot of people really do think that he's the best player in the draft. I just haven't seen enough. I can't go out there and
it's risky.
Say I've seen this guy play 3 pickup games in Lifetime Fitness and say he's my rookie of the year. Can't do that.
Trevor looks good in those games.
3 games of Lifetime Fitness, man. He was an absolute baller. Wow, man, oh man.
He had 50 and 50 at Lifetime.
You guys have any like sleeper or like watch out for these guys in that rookie category?
Yeah, I sure do.
I know Yonter has like 40. For those of you that don't know, Yonter's captain first year. His favorite game of the year is the rookie versus sophomore challenge. Not even close. So I'm sure he has a bunch. But do you have any, Ryan?
I sure do. I'm going to name a player that has been obviously good, and that's Isaac Okoro.
Yeah.
But when I see him play, it's like – so in this draft, I look at the draft class, and I'm like, okay, who could be like a Donovan Mitchell type guy who comes out of nowhere and is drafted in the teens and is disrespected, but all of a sudden is a all-star looking player year 1. I know Okoro wasn't drafted in the teens, but nobody knows a lot about this draft class. And I didn't cover college basketball or anything, but not a lot of people were talking overly a lot about Okoro, and he looks really good. Like,
yeah, it seems like he's going to be able to guard 1 through 4 too.
Yeah, so he is like an obvious pick that I think could like sneak in and maybe win it, but I don't know if I want to tell you guys my other one. It's kind of sneaky, and we haven't talked about it yet.
Ooh.
This class is funky.
It's weird, and this guy right here, I don't even know what he was picked overall, but Theo Maledon.
Yes, I've heard a lot of good things about him. A lot of really good things about him.
He dropped like 30 points for the Thunder the other night. I'm pretty sure, unless I was dreaming about it.
No, that was real. That was
real. But still, preseason basketball. Let's not put.
I know, but I liked what I saw. He's a long point guard. He's really good at leading an offense. He's not going to look for his shot all the time, but 30 is a good game.
Yeah, in the association, 30's 30.
And his opportunity alongside SGA is going to be there. Oklahoma City, I don't think is going to be very good, but he's going to get points.
Their big guy, which I'm going to struggle here with pronouncing his name.
Oh,
I'm going to call him Alec Poku.
Yeah.
Has a real chance to be really good at OKC because I don't think they have an identity as an offensive team now without CP3 and Steven Adams. But Steven Adams is obviously gone, which means Alec Poku, like we're going to call him, is going to probably start at center for them, and he can stretch the floor out for them. He can play with his back to the basket. Like
Oklahoma City's roster isn't even about their players. It's about their draft picks that they've gotten.
Yeah.
Like they have, okay, this is what we have this year, a bunch of draft picks. Oh, yeah, and we have some human beings that can play sports, but we don't know any of them, and they don't fit, and we're just going to –
I do think that Alex – were you saying Poku? Is that what we're calling him?
Alec Poku.
I do think that he can be a part of their long-term plans. I really do. I don't know where he fits in, but I do think he's a part of their long-term plans.
He's a threat offensively. I don't know how strong he is. I don't know how tough he is defensively, but he's a threat offensively. Like, I can easily see him 12-8 in that offense. Like, he can stretch the floor. He can shoot the ball.
Not over Al Horford's dead body.
Horford will play the 4, and he'll play
Horford's going to average 20 and 10.
Is that MIP numbers for Al Horford?
Yikes. That's disgusting, but yeah, maybe.
That's bad. That's not good. We should move on. This just got
Yonter, out of 25 of your sleepers, pick one sleeper. Rookie.
For a rookie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, you're going to make me pick one?
One.
Wow. I'm going to take Tyrese Maxey.
Max levels.
You like the Tyreses.
I do. Big fan of the Tyreses. I think that he has a chance to be really, really good in that offense. I think he's going to get a lot of open shots with Ben Simmons driving, and I think that Maxey is going to spot up a lot. He's got a really good get into the basket as well. He is a lefty. You know I love lefties, and I just think that he's a really good player. He's one of your Cal kids too, Ricky.
He is, and he's a righty. He shoots very well with his left hand too, but he's a righty for sure.
I meant to say he's good with his left hand. I apologize about that. Yeah.
Yes, he is. That's very true.
So both Phillies point guards can shoot with both hands.
He has a good floating. He's kind of like he's good float game. I will stick with you and keep it in Kentucky. Shout out Coach Cal, Uncle Cal. I like Emmanuel Quickley, who was the 26th or 24th, I believe, picked by the Knicks. He was the SEC Player of the Year. Nobody talked too much about him. There was nothing really that stood out of him. He could really shoot the ball, but the Knicks are going to ask him to play with the ball. They're going to ask him to play that one. I think, like I said, playing time is huge for these rookies, for their development, better stats, all that good stuff. And Emmanuel Quickley fits exactly what Thibodeau wants. A hard-nosed player that is able to play with or without the ball, that's going to defend whoever he's asked to. He's going to play really hard, and I think he's going to play for a long time too because he can play all game. Like, he seems well-conditioned.
Do you think Quickley can guard right now in the NBA?
Yes, I think he can guard 1 or 2 in the NBA right now. I believe he's 6'4", 6'5", but he can really move. Like, Emmanuel Quickley's good. He has nothing flashy, so you're not going to see him in a highlight film like you're going to see Obi Toppin every week.
I knew that was coming.
Obi Toppin, ain't no stopping.
But he gets it done. There's nothing flashy, but he gets it done. He got his first start preseason a couple days ago, and he had a really good game. Not putting too much stock into that. I just believe in him as a person and what the player that I saw grow in Kentucky.
I like it. The best award on the planet.
The Ryan Magdziarz Award.
My favorite award. It's so much fun because there are 45 candidates every single year, and you have to narrow it down to only 17.
So hard.
Who is your most improved player of the year, Ricky?
All right, so for me, I love this award too. I love playing this game. I have picked Miles Turner for 4 years in a row, and I
me too.
Get off that bandwagon finally. I am going to go with Jamal Murray. Hear me out here. Jamal Murray, obviously we saw him excel in the bubble where there was no fans, a similar environment, which is what it's going to be going on now in this weird regular season so far, at least to begin with. I think that helped him a little bit. I believe in him as a player. He averaged 18 last year, so he was already a good player. Here's a list of the guys that have won it before him. Ingram, Siakam, Giannis, Oladipo McCollum. All those guys were good players.
Yeah.
And they took the next step. So a good play. So it's not going to be a nobody to a good player. It's a good player going to almost great every year. Like, we could see the trend going all the way back to when Paul George won it. So I think he's a good player already, playing for a good regular season team that did some damage in the playoffs last year. That's going to turn into great. Like, I think he has all the opportunity to average 24, 25 points this year.
I love it. And he's the front runner I saw today. And for every reason you just said, it makes total sense. Yonty, most improved player of the year.
That's a really good point, and that might even have me reconsider what I was thinking about doing. I didn't think about going good to great, but I got to stick with my guns. I am gonna say who I was also thinking about. I'm gonna throw him and also mentioned. But my vote for this is the nastiest team in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons, Mr. Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
He is absolutely going to take a massive step forward this year.
I mean, that's good to great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. But Jeremy Grant, he is going to be called upon to score a lot for the Pistons. And I actually found this out that he's actually going to be asked to handle the ball a lot as well. That was actually
he might as well be their point guard.
What's that?
He might as well be their point guard. They have Plumlee, Blake Griffin, like all these big guys.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy Grant.
They saw what the Nuggets did that game with Bol and them starting. They were like, yes, that's it. We are doing that.
The Pistons are so fucking nasty.
They're bad. Killian Hayes is a good-looking prospect, but they're just not good. They need a play to trade D Rose this year and hopefully trade Griffin's contract as well.
Jeremy Grant took a chance on himself last year, and I love that he did that. And he got paid in Detroit, and I think he's gonna have a really, really good year. And I think he's gonna win Most Improved Player of the Year.
I'm with you. I love the pick. Detroit's nasty, and maybe that's in his favor because they don't have anybody else they can rely on. So
you better make the playoffs then, if he's gonna win it. They're gonna have to make the playoffs.
I don't feel confident about them making the playoffs.
I wouldn't either.
I read this morning with Wob, and it made so much sense. Like, good to great is the most improved player, and you go look back at all of them, and it's.
But I'm looking back at last year, and the Pelicans didn't make the playoffs, and Ingram won it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
My most improved player of the year. There's a lot of candidates. I love them a lot, but I had to narrow it down to one, and I love what you said. You're 100% right. The voters look for the narrative award of going from good to great. I think that's a good way to put it. The last couple guys you mentioned averaged in the teens, low teens, medium teens points per game. All of a sudden, they move up to either an all-star or a borderline all-star who averages low 20s or 20 points per game. I see DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
Being that guy. Chris Paul comes into town, and he had Ricky Rubio last year and got worlds better finishing around the rim in pick and roll settings. Chris Paul is maybe the smartest, if not behind LeBron, the second smartest NBA player there is in the entire league. He is probably the best pick and roll point guard in the entire league.
Yeah.
I think Phoenix is a playoff team. I think that their winning culture is being built in the bubble this past year.
I think it stayed in the bubble too.
I don't think so.
I think it's staying there.
I think DeAndre Ayton has a monster glow up this year. I think I've said that he's a third team NBA player in the past. I've kind of retracted that since, now that I'm seeing that this NBA is so juicy loaded, even at center.
He's good.
So I think he's on the verge of becoming a third team NBA type player. I don't think he quite get there, but I'm 23 and 14 this year. Monster down low. I think he wins Most Improved Player of the Year.
I don't mind that pick at all. I think there's a lot of good candidates. Like, I know me and you personally, we love Christian Wood, especially in this role now, especially if Harden leaves for Japan or God knows where he wants to play.
If he goes to Japan,
that would be cool.
What's he averaging?
50, and he would love it. That's exactly what he wants. Is that not what he wants?
What?
Sure, Harden, we'll count those as your stats here. Go to Japan.
The Rockets have really close ties to China.
Yeah.
Maybe. Kinda.
Maybe. Also, if the party scene is nice in China, do some sake bombs, he would love that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I like what Houston's doing with their roster. A committed James Harden takes them into my locks for the playoffs. Because that team's not bad. Boogie looks good, better-ish. John Wall, I truly believe he took the game for granted, and now losing his mom was huge for him. Like, I know it seemed like he was very connected with her, and losing the game for 2 years, I think he's going to come out and be an animal. And I think Christian Wood is right up there for most improved player of the year for anybody's list because he has the potential to be a 2010 guy. Legitimately, he plays around the rim. He finishes very well.
I can't believe the Pistons got rid of him. I'm still just.
They wanted the Plumlee brother instead. I mean, it makes a lot of sense if they want to go small. The Plumlee brother is one of the guys that was in that lineup for Denver, so it makes sense. They were like, "Hey, this is what we want to do. Come to Detroit, and we're gonna let you run the show. Like you'll be the tallest, but you might play the 3."
That is the most.
It's like say no more.
Say less.
Also, I saw on the DraftKings sportsbook thing when it said like it was giving you all the players listed for possibility of all these awards. Under Rookie of the Year was Bol.
Yeah.
Why?
Did he play enough last year? Did he play it in the regular season? Because the bubble didn't count, right? For the stats or anything.
That had to have been it.
Yeah, because the bubble doesn't count towards the stats. That's why we had bubble awards.
Yeah.
And that's why we had the
So
other awards.
Bol's a rookie this year.
That could be something.
If he plays enough,
Who knows?
maybe he does it.
Okay.
I want to throw a quick. I don't have to talk about the same thing, but I do think Zach LaVine has a chance to win Most Improved Player as well.
I was going to ask you if so Ricky had a backup. Zach LaVine's your backup. I think his stats have been
Good already.
good. Yeah.
They look good on paper.
I think he is going to propel the Bulls into the playoffs.
If that's the case and that's the narrative that you're coming up with, then yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'm coming up with.
My little throw-in, since Jamal Murray was a great pick and that fits a lot of the criteria, another one I'm going to throw out there is SGA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SGA is
He's
good.
their whole team.
He is.
And he is a really good player. Now there's no Chris Paul, so he's going to be running the point, although my guy, Theo Maledon's there. But he's their whole team. Their whole team is slop except for SGA. And so
I think you disrespected Lou Dort.
Lou Dort's a good
Dort can play some D.
Yeah.
He might have been their best player in that series against the Rockets for 2 games.
The Harden stopper, you mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
we were talking about you think
He's about to send Harden out of Houston. He doesn't want to face him again in the playoffs.
That's
He's
probably
going out,
why.
Send me to the East.
You thought that SGA is better off the ball.
Yes.
But does he get to do that again this year, or does he have to take?
Theo Maledon.
You think so? You think Dio's good enough to keep SGA off the ball most of the year?
I don't know. I'm sure he handles the ball more, but Theo can handle the point. I think they're going to find a healthy balance. Whatever SGA wants, though, my point, whatever he wants, he's going to get. He's their guy.
Right. He's their dude.
Crop under, yeah.
He's their dude. Coming off is a phenomenal year for him.
Yes. 6th man of the year. This, to me, isn't my favorite award. It's kind of chalk every year. The same guys are up for the running of it. But, Ricky, who you got?
I got Jordan Clarkson for the Utah Jazz. What he has turned himself into, not only in Utah but in the league, has been special. Like, he's a bucket getter, like you said today. He can get you a bucket at any time, any form or way. Mm-hmm. He was their 3rd since he joined the Jazz. He was 3rd in points per game for them. Obviously, Mitchell's going to lead them. Then you have Bogdan or Ingles, whatever it is. But he was their 3rd guy. I think their team completely took off right when they got him. Like, they became one of the best offenses in the league. They became fun to watch. Yeah. And that's why I think in the regular season they're going to be so good because they have enough talent around Mitchell. Now signing Gobert back, Bogdanovich hopefully being healthy, that they will be good enough. And he's going to – I think he can average 18 points, 20 points this year. Like, I think he can have a Lou Will type of year because off that bench, especially now with Conley starting, even though in that combo-ish guard, he's going to have the ball in his hand a lot.
I like that too. Plus, 6th man of the year or your 6th man is almost like a secret weapon. It's almost like I don't know. They're going up against second units all the time and just shredding them. And that's what Clarkson does. He just feasts on team's second units. Yeah. And it's almost like, okay, the bench is in, now we can rest. No, not with Jordan Clarkson because he's one of their best scorers they have.
And down the stretch, they proved that they would rather have him over Conley playing. So he's going to be playing all those important minutes, stacking up points, playing off the ball in a corner where Mitchell can drive and kick out to him. And it's going to be very good for him.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who starts the game, matters who ends the game.
My guy, you said it.
Who do you got, Yonter?
My sixth man of the year is somebody a little different. A starter last year, but he's going to be relegated to the bench this year most likely. I'm taking Karis LeVert over in Brooklyn.
Whoa. How sure are we that he's not going to start?
Yeah.
I have heard reports that he's not going to start.
I don't think he is either, but I think that we don't know that for sure, especially with Kyrie Irving being the head coach of the team or them not needing a head coach. I think
my pick for this award is very, very pointed on Karis LeVert not starting.
He's good. Karis LeVert's a really good ball player, and coming off the bench, especially with the amount of load management days that KD and Kyrie are going to have this year, there's a chance there.
I think that if Karis LeVert does not start, he is absolutely my pick for sixth man of the year. I think that he is a phenomenal player. The Nets, I am all in on the Nets. I think that they were a really good team without KD and Kyrie, and I think that they're going to be able to fit in well with KD and Kyrie coming back. And I think Karis is going to fit really well into that role of being the bench scorer.
My sixth man of the year is on the same team, but it's a guy that's actually going to come off the bench.
It's not Dinwiddie.
Yeah, it's Dinwiddie.
Mr. Dinwiddie.
I thought he was 30.
We have a.
I think we want to fade Nets players. Nets players should be faded for sixth man of the year
because they're not going to touch the ball.
Because we have no idea. We have no idea.
I agree.
I was reading the other days that somebody said if they were Steve Nash, I think it was Perez that said it on Twitter. If he was Steve Nash, he would show up with a newspaper and headphones and be like, "Let me know when you guys need me."
I'm just going to be over here, guys.
That's going to be
over here.
So I've seen somebody came out and said that all Steve Nash is going to do this year is put the 5 best players on the floor at once.
And I love that idea.
I do too. So KD at the 5. We're going to see it a lot.
That's what the Suns team did ultimately with when they were really good when they had Mary and Joe Johnson.
Amari.
They put their best 5 guys out there and let them roll. Sean Marion literally started at center most of those times.
If you think about that, so if you play an opposing team, everybody's fat-ass, big-ass center is going to have to guard KD.
No way. MVP we're talking about.
Okay. But I just didn't want to go chalk with Lou Will or Clarkson.
Yeah, I think Lou will be in the running again, especially I think the Clippers have a little bit of an edge to them this year after.
Yeah. I will never take the Clippers serious anymore. I don't care. They fucked up last year, and it's so annoying how we talk about them every year. They need to earn my respect back, so they're a joke to me until they do.
Yeah, they lost it. They lost their trust.
Yeah. All right.
Last one, right?
Nope, 2 more. Defensive Player of the Year. Ricardo.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
He's the anchor that Embiid and him will be both in my defensive teams. I think he's too big, such a bad matchup for anybody trying to score on him. Too long, too fast, too strong. He's a good defender. He's an elite defender in a good league. It hurts me not to pick Anthony Davis because I think he should have won it this year. But I think maybe we'll see a little lesser of not as aggressive Anthony Davis because they won the championship last year during the regular season.
Yeah.
On the defensive side. So I think Ben Simmons, they have a lot to prove in Philadelphia, especially Ben Simmons with trade rumors running around.
Yes.
I think he's going to come out and be an animal on both sides of the court. And on defense, if he plays as hard as he can, I don't think there's a doubt that he's the best defender in the game.
I love that. Yonty.
I actually also went with Ben Simmons.
Did you really?
Are we going to have unanimous?
I also went with Ben Simmons. I just think that he's going to take an even bigger step forward. He was amazing defensively. I think that he should have won it last year. I really like Ben Simmons. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think that tweet about him and 3 first-round picks for James Harden, preposterous.
Fuck off, Houston.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's going to make him even better this year. He can guard anybody on the floor. I think he can guard 1 through 5. He's amazing defensively. He's going to be fantastic. He doesn't have to guard 1 through 5, though, because they have Embiid. But he can guard anybody.
My defensive player of the year is Ben Simmons.
Hey, unanimous.
Clean sweep. Because I really think that if you get robbed the year before, it carries over to be like, okay, we owe them this. A little bit. They still have to go out and play well.
And also the players.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you can look at him.
it's like a hangover a little bit. Like, okay, we didn't give the MVP to James Harden this year in 2017. Okay, we'll give it to him in 2018. Something like that. So it's Ben Simmons. I agree. He earned it last year. I think the Sixers have a lot to prove. And you said it. Lakers don't have to come out and prove anything because they already did. Philly, on paper, maybe the most talented team. I think they're going to win a shit ton of games, and I think Ben Simmons is going to ball his ass off.
Well, segue. I'm using that to our next category, which is Coach of the Year. My Coach of the Year is Doc Rivers.
I knew it.
I didn't even have to think about it. They're the most talented team, top to bottom. That team has something to prove. They have to maybe even feast off the narrative that it was Brett Brown's fault. They're going to play so hard. They're gonna win the East very easily, in my opinion, in the regular season. Like, they will run away first place.
Wow.
Cold take me.
I love it.
And I'm not a Philly fan.
Wow. I'm taking Terry Stotts out of Portland.
Yonty, I like that pick a lot. And he is my second pick. Like, I have a first guy, but I think Portland's good this year.
I think Portland's really good. I think he's going to do a great job over there in Portland. I think they're going to have a very good team this year, and I'm all in on Stotts.
Okay, my Coach of the Year is Monty Williams.
Love Monty.
Yeah.
The culture there, you can feel it. When you watched the Suns last year in the bubble go 8-0, you could feel it. The players were energetic, tons of energy and effort. Locker room, water bottle tosses everywhere. They're going nuts. This is the first time the franchise has won meaningful games in a long ass time. Like, they were fighting for their playoff lives in those games. So they meant something. He's just built a new culture. I think that people love him. I think he is a player's coach. I think they read well into him. I think the Suns make the playoffs this year, and a franchise that's been digging themselves out and doing horribly in the draft all comes to fruition when they get I'm not going to say what seed they get, but they get into the playoffs.
Tune in later.
Yeah.
Five-star culture over five-star players.
Yes.
Yeah. It seems like players buy into Monty, obviously his background and stuff. You've never heard somebody in the NBA talk bad or have any issue with Monty Williams. It seemed like it was a pretty easy decision for Chris Paul to be like, yes, I want to go to Phoenix.
Yeah.
If that's where the trade is, playing for Monty again, then that would be awesome. And it seemed like everybody bought into it. I just think the West is very tough. So it's not gonna be an easy road from them after going 8-0 in the bubble, making the playoffs because of how deep the West is.
Yeah. Those are our 2020 NBA award predictions. We're going to take a break right now and then get back to you with our first, second, third All-NBA teams and first and second team rookies.